So welcome everyone. Thank you for coming. In fact, you are all here. It's crazy. When I decided to put this together, I'm not even going by the script at this point. When I decided to put this together, I wasn't even 100% sure why. I was just led to put it together. And I think you must have seen in the message I sent you all about how I was going through my notes and I was just looking at the vision I had for Tresses when we first started. And a lot of it included things about a raised awareness on the concept of healthy hair care. I want all black women to know that their hair can grow. People must believe their hair can grow, and everybody must just be everybody must be convinced about it. And so I've been doing this for about 4 years. We opened up here 3 years ago. We opened up here 3 years ago in October, yes. And in that time, yes, I've done so many people's hair, but I've just felt like there are so many other people out there to be reached out to that one does not even have a tiny bit of access to. And I feel that I look at the people doing healthy hair in America, the people doing healthy hair in the UK, women like us, and a lot of the time they come together to just talk beyond seminars, beyond master classes and things like that. They just sit down and I think they just talk about, because there will be a future in this healthy hair space. When I look at what the similar vision is, for those of you I know closely and for those I look at from afar, there seems to be a single vision running, which is healthy hair in whatever capacity. And in even trying to curate how this conversation will go today, I tried to see how it can be a diverse crowd of people who do different things in the space, just so we can, leverage one another's thoughts and experiences, and just, I guess, have a network of we see one another on Instagram, and I'm sure some of us are closer to some others here. But that's the idea. So I think starting out, since healthy hair is the running theme, just to break the ice and whatnot, I think we should just introduce ourselves and talk about what healthy hair means to us. So, any takers? So this is Titi of Eden Beauty, and we'll be at this point we are now partners, and we're doing this together. So to me, healthy hair is, to me, and I want us to be as free and as open and as honest as possible, even if our opinions are not popular, because that's the whole point. To me, healthy hair is hair that is not breaking. Although that's very relative, because in my experience, you can have hair that's not breaking this week and then it's breaking again next week because of unhealthy practices. But if we can have hair that's not breaking, hair... I guess I have to be technical in now explaining, cuticles laid down and whatnot. But if you have hair that all the layers are intact, then it's healthy. And usually you know that when it's not breaking. That's healthy hair to me.
Well, I tried to think about what I was going to say about what healthy hair means to me. So I was thinking about, what kind of technical language would I use? So when Corinne said, well, it means to her breakage or anti-breakage, I was like, okay. So there goes, without saying that. For me, healthy hair means that I wake up in the morning and I like the way my hair looks. So I know that it is on a healthy track. If I put my hands through my hair and maybe I see breakage, maybe it's not doing what it usually does, because my hair obeys me most of the time. And when it's disobedient, then I know that there's something... when it decides to go off on its own, I know that it's off track and we have to fix it. So to me, that's what healthy hair means to me, when my hair molds to my touch and my feel. Thank you.
My name is Tara. I'm a blogger. My blog's called Nature's Locks. In terms of healthy hair, I would say limited breakage. I would say my hair just not feeling insanely dry. because, I mean, yeah, my hair feels dry now, but there are times when your hair literally feels like straw. I'm sure most of us can relate. So for me, I think that feeling of not feeling dry, not seeing tons of breakage, not seeing tons of split ends, single strand knots. So to me, that's pretty much what healthy hair means. Oh, and my edges. If my when my edges are sort of looking a bit scanty, that's when I know that I need to sort of rehab my hair. So yeah.
So hi, my name is Ade of Longitude. For me, healthy hair is hair that is not under any sort of stress. Once the hair is not under stress or any pressure, it's usually in a good place.
I started out blogging about a natural lifestyle. So the name of my blog is Natural Nigerian. And healthy hair, I'm going to say, for me, it's about a relationship with my hair and acceptance also. So, for example, my edges are not always the best. However, I've come to accept it because it's been that way since I was a child, really, and there isn't so much I can do to change it. So for me, it's about the relationship I have with my hair, acceptance of where it's at. And of course, that doesn't mean I'm not going to have any ambition when it comes to my hair. I still want hair that is elastic. I want hair that doesn't have the single strand knots and all of that. But at the end of the day, for me, healthy hair means accepting my hair.
Hello, everyone. My name is Oluchi. Currently a blogger in the child hair care space. So Muna and Luchi is the name of a blog. Healthy hair to me is hair that I can wear out comfortably without any sense of low self-esteem or anything, irrespective of the way it looks, just in line with what every other person has said, you know. So whether it's relaxed or kinky, as long as I can wear it out without feeling any sense of low self-esteem, that's what healthy hair means to me.
Hey, hi everyone. My name is Ekene. I'm one half of the kinkandai.com. So to me, healthy hair is just hair that is strong and it's hydrated. I have many feelings about hair, but with relation to health, like as long as it's strong and it's moisturized the way you're used to it being moisturized, then it's healthy.
My name is Rachel. Started with a natural hair blog. It's called Beautifully Nappy, and and now I own Organic Life Plus as well. So anyway, healthy hair to me is, well, to me, when I look at my hair in the mirror and it's nice, it's shiny, it's bouncing, put my hand through it, doesn't feel dry, it makes me happy, really. And then to me, it's healthy. I guess technically, with what everybody has said, healthy hair is not breaking as much. Limited breakage, because it will break. Is not. It doesn't feel like straw. There are no, usually there are no knots and a bunch of split ends. It's healthy.
So my name is Kemi Lewis from Careless Natural Beauty Bar. And what's that? Okay. And to me, healthy hair is hair that is not unduly compromised. Healthy hair is hair that has a fantastic moisture-protein balance and looks lush and is soft to the touch and doesn't have too much, has limited breakage. So for me, that's what healthy hair is.
Hello, my name is Chisom. I'm a natural hair enthusiast, but for the most part, I'm a makeup artist. To me, natural hair is volume and elasticity. I really love big hair. I wish my hair were already big. But yeah, I love big hair. And once my hair is elastic enough to actually, once you pull it, it can retract and you don't feel like your hair has lost any strength or anything. That's what natural hair, what's what healthy hair means to me.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. So my name is Chinyere. I'm from Olive Tree Hair Clinic in Enugu. And to me, I was telling her before the mic got to me, I said, to be honest, I know what healthy hair looks like, I know what it feels like, but I personally have never experienced healthy hair because I'm constantly damaging my hair by myself. If I'm not picking my edges, I am bleaching the hair or I am dyeing it or I'm doing something. So for the most part, nobody has ever seen me with long hair because I'm cutting my hair every other year, because after experimenting, I have to start afresh. So I know that healthy hair is, like she said, volume, elasticity, shrinkage, no breakage, no scary amount of shedding, very good hair basically. And it doesn't matter what type the hair is, whether it's type 4, type 2, type 1, 3, 6, if there's 6, but it's healthy, and it's something that when you touch the hair, it doesn't, because I recently realized that there's a difference between weak hair and soft hair. Most people that have weak hair will say their hair is soft, but what you actually have is weak hair. And I only realized it after I bleached my hair multiple times. So I realized the difference between weak hair and soft hair. So yeah, I hope I made sense.
Hello everyone. My name is Olamide. I'm a client at Tresses by KVC. I'm a hair enthusiast, recently turned natural hair enthusiast. So I'm still a natural hair toddler, if you will. I had my big chop a year ago at Tresses, so it's been a journey. I'm also a recovering product junkie, and she's been waiting for me to talk.
Identify yourself.
Recovering. So, and healthy hair to me, well, be it natural or relaxed, it has always been lush. I guess that's one word I could use to describe it, lush. So, hydrated, obedient hair that when you wake up in the morning, it looks a bit dry. If I put some natural products in it, it conforms to how you want it to look, and then you're fine. Also no breakage, but obedient, hydrated hair, and that obedience is key.
My name is Lola Rikamanko. I make Namaste Organics products. To me, healthy hair is hair that is not falling out on my pillow, because little story here, I used to perm my hair way back in the 90s when I was in uni, and I woke up one day and there was just so much hair on my pillow, because it was breaking, it was dry, it was crumbling, and that was when I just thought, okay, this can't be healthy. So I always believe that hair that is not shedding excessively, hair that actually grows. It doesn't have to be long, or it doesn't have to be just, even if you cut it, it'll grow back. It's very, very important. Hair that is not excessively dry, hair that responds, that is responsive. And that's pretty much it. Thanks.
My name is Dofan, and I'm a natural hair enthusiast and a blogger also. So for me, I would say healthy hair is accepting who you are. So for me, basically, a lot of people have lost hair, popping, volume and everything, but I've come to terms with how my hair is, and at the end of the day, so it's reflecting from my inside out. So when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm proud of how my hair looks like. And also, like everyone has said, no breakage. And another thing for me is shine. So my hair is popping wherever I am, and I'm basically proud of how it looks. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Laide. I'm the owner of Afro by Nature hair products. I started out as a blogger initially, immediately after uni. So yeah, and then I found myself having to make products. So what healthy hair is to me is hair that has minimal amount of shedding. 1, 2, hair that has hair that has a balance between protein and moisture. So if you have your balance, you should have your balance between protein and moisture, because if your hair is too moisturized, and then you can start having shedding as well. You can start experiencing excessive shedding from moisture overload. And then if your hair is too protein, dense, then you start having shedding as well. So I believe if you have a balance in between your healthy hair should have a balance between protein and moisture level. And then, so the final one is for hair that is healthy to me is hair that can actually withstand a little bit of stress. So, for example, if I pull my hair and it stays that way, but it comes back, but it doesn't pull up out. Because there are some people's hair that when you pull it, it just keeps falling off. It's not as if their hair is not healthy, but I don't understand why it happens like that. Like if you just pull your hair and then it keeps falling off. I've experienced something like that with a friend. Like if you pull her hair, it keeps falling off. If you comb it keeps falling off, and it's not as if she added any chemical or anything. It's just happening that way. So yeah, so healthy hair is hair that can. Sorry. What are you saying?
I think she's just
maybe well probably it's possible, but it's just weird. It's possibly really. I don't know, but yeah. So I believe healthy hair should be hair that can withstand stress and has its protein and moisture level balanced. And what's the final one again? In summary. I can't remember the first thing I said.
So I think it's different for everyone. For some people, it's more emotional than it is for some other. For some other, it's very technical. It's protein, it's moisture, it's cuticles.
You've noticed that a lot of the product manufacturers and hair stylists actually were very technical. Protein balance. Elasticity. Oh, I was like, okay. Let me take some notes. So it means totally different to everyone. So that's good. Yeah.
Hi guys, Coin of Tresses by KVC asked me to define healthy hair. So healthy hair to me is hair that retains length. So your hair is always growing, but your hair's ability to retain its length shows that it is healthy. It doesn't easily break off. It's elastic, so even if you pull at it, it will increase in length and it will not snap off easily. Your hair follicles are nourished, and the hair coming out of the follicles are strong and healthy. They have shine, they have luster. If you have natural hair, healthy hair also means that the curls are able to get defined with products, so your hair is malleable and responds to products. There's a balance between the moisture and the protein. So that to me is healthy hair.
So we're just going to ask questions on just the different things that are important to us in this space. And then it will just be, the way I want it to go is I just want people to talk at will. I want people to just express themselves and say what these things mean to them. So we want to talk about natural hair. And we want to talk about it being a movement, a fad, or a lifestyle. Where do you fall in that bracket? And maybe you even fall in a completely different category whatsoever. For me, I feel it's a movement in terms of people sharing similar ideologies, coming together to express the same ideas. I also think it's a lifestyle because once you're in it, it's something that you're going to have to incorporate into your daily routine, your weekly routine, or however it's comfortable for you, but you're definitely going to have to incorporate it seriously in your life. Titi?
Okay. Well, I think to me, it's a lifestyle. I didn't fall into it as, I wanted to go natural because, it's a new, it's good. A lot of people doing it. There's a healthy aspect to it. I just fell into it. I couldn't find any way to relax my hair. That was it. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to, it's getting annoying. Let me just see what it looks like if I cut my hair. And then I love putting my fingers through my hair and feeling it. I was like, oh, okay. So that's how I got into it as maybe a lifestyle. And then it became, to me, a movement.
There you go.
I was going to say, let me down. So with the movement came everything else, and partnering with Coin, and we'll talk about everything else that ADCT is doing. But that's what the natural hair means to me.
Let's talk about it. The movement. Thank you very much. The movement is a lifestyle. For me, a movement is, like I explained earlier on, like you were talking about how you got into this. For me, it was I had hair very long when I was in secondary school. So But I feel like I've always been on some sort of healthy hair journey because my grandmother had in her lifetime, she had 3 different salons at different points. So a salon was a thing I was always in, just growing up. She had one on Apapa Road, she just had them. And so every day my grandmother would say to me, have you creamed your hair? It wasn't even moisturized. Yes, it was just, have you creamed your hair? So when I was in secondary school, I was always creaming my hair. So it was pink oil. Yes, it was even soft and beautiful. I don't know, it was a white. So I always had some length because I think I was just always doing something to it, even if it was not necessarily the right thing. And then going into uni, coming out of uni, I was doing a lot of weaves. And then it got to a point where my hair couldn't pack in a ponytail any longer. From someone who had like at least the top 3 longest hair in my secondary school, and I couldn't pack my hair. I was in law school at the time. And I just thought, you know what, something is amiss. Yeah, something is happening. And then it's crazy how it happened because my boss at the time, so I cut my hair because I didn't know what to do. And my boss at the time said, there's one lady that used to work here. I don't know, she's doing this thing about hair and natural hair. I don't know what she's doing, but she has a blog or something. You should get in touch with her. And she used to work in this office last year. And that person was Dabs of Nigeria Hair Can Grow. Yep. Yep. So I got in touch with Dabs and I'm like, I just went to her blog. I was like, wow. I did not sleep that night. And so the next day, I'm just like, hello, hi. I read your blog last night, this and this and that, and I was an avid follower. And then that's how I got into it. And my hair was relaxed, and I never transitioned to natural hair because many reasons, but I think one of the driving factors was I had long, relaxed hair growing up. And I was trying to get back there to just see what that would be like. But there were many challenges along the way, and I actually gave up. I gave up. Many reasons why. Obviously, I wanted to experience natural hair. I work with natural hair, but I think half of it is that I gave up. Yes, I had considerable length, but my dreams of growing it down to, I just felt like I was wasting my time. It was always a constant battle of trying to fix what I was damaging. I would damage, I would fix, I would that. So I just gave up on it. And I think we're talking about movements. I digress. And so for me, based on that vision that I just always wanted people to know that their hair can grow, I think that's what I'm trying to move. So that's what it is to me.
Okay, I was just going to button. Let me shake something a little bit. I really do not like to think about what we do as a movement. And the reason why I don't like to think about it that way is because this is our default position. Yeah. So when you are returning to your default, if you are moving to anything, it's weaves, that is the movement. So this is us. So I do not like to look at what I'm doing as a movement. So I work with locks, that's what I do. And when people come to me, I try to make them see that, look, your hair is your hair. The biggest question I always get is it going to fit me? And I'm like, if there's anything that's going to fit you, there's nothing I can do about it. This is the way you look. So I really try to distance myself. Because when you think about it as a movement, it's like I try to fight something. But for me, it's like, this is who I am, deal with it. So it's your problem to fight it or not. That is why I try to distance myself from that movement and try to carry it back and say, this is who we are, accept us by force. The problem for me is if you're not accepting me, then there's something wrong with you. It's not on me. So that is why I said, that's how I like to, I don't want to feel like I'm forcing anybody. We all have our choices, and this is the default. Every other thing is the choice. So this is the default thing.
I don't quite agree with you.
Yes.
It can be a movement, a force for good, and still be returning you to a point, your default point. So you could have strayed so far from your default point that you need to be returned to that default point. That said, please, I have a post on my blog where I state I am not a natural hair Nazi. That default, a movement doesn't have to be forceful powerful. It can be very subtle, which is something I've also found that the natural hair movement is. And it can be very positive. I remember a time, this was many years ago, there were lots of us that were natural in Nigeria. I could tell this because I was traveling all the time and just imagine the airport being like a microcosm of society. There you can see everything that is going on. So if there are lots of natural people, you're going to see then the population. And it was always just me. And then maybe 2 years passed before I was running into other people that were natural. So my point is that it can be a force for good. Like I was saying, I went somewhere on a road trip to Oshobo. We went to look at the groves that Susan Wenger had built in Oshobo. And the only 3 females, the only 3 Nigerians on that trip were natural hair girls. And one of them said, wait, are we corny? Like, it was almost as if we were gravitating towards the same thing. We wanted to learn about our culture. We wanted to, this wasn't a trip to even Ghana or to the UK or something. We just wanted to see what was available in Nigeria and whether we like it or not. I also host NIC Naturals in the City, which is a quarterly meetup, and we've been doing it in November 2011. I co-host it with Ekene of the King and I. And people that come together, because it is a movement, have basically the same ideology. That said, I think I've handled the movement part. I agree with Koyin as well, it is a lifestyle. So my going natural as well it wasn't something I thought of. I didn't even know it was an option to go natural. Right? I was just tired of the heat, and again I had a very bad relaxer done, as in this thing really, really scalded my scalp. And I thought to myself, why are you doing it? It's like taking a whip and just whipping yourself. There's no point to it. That was why I went natural. It wasn't because I was trying to make a statement or be different from everybody else. They taught me my lesson for being different. You won't find husband. Are you SU? Do you need money? Mental Is it money issue? I can buy you a relaxer. So I learned my lesson that way. However, I stuck to it because I found that it impacted other aspects of my life. I started eating better. I started even being more interested in what was going on around me. I think I'm a more aware human being, and I live more intentionally because, it's so silly to think about it, but because I went natural. Yeah, so lifestyle and movement.
I just wanted to agree with Natural Nigeria because when you see something is a movement, from what Lucky was saying, I'm so sorry. I don't know if people a lot. Like, I don't call them their actual names anymore. Sorry, what Ade was saying, she was saying, I think what she was saying was with regards to movement, saying, well, because she mentioned moving to wigs. She's like, well, if you're moving to something, you're moving towards, this is what we own, so you're moving towards something else. With movement, like, it's more like an awakening, like I don't want to say political thing because it kind of is. It's like you've heard this American slang called being woke. That's what the natural hair thing is for many people, and even for me as well. Because when I went natural, I relaxed my hair, and I was in the UK, and I didn't know what to do with my hair in the abroad, and it fell off. I woke up in the morning, my whole back hair was gone. I was like, okay, so that was. Yeah, my whole back hair just went with it. So I was like, okay, I know that when you let me cut my hair so it will grow back. Basic hair thinking. Cut my hair, and I had it natural for 2 years, and I was like, okay, good. Time to relax this hair now. It's no more growing again. Because that's what they tell you. They tell you after a while your hair stops growing and you go and relax it. The natural hair, yes, that's what they say. That your hair grows when it's natural and then it stops growing and you go and relax it. So I didn't even know anything like women could have natural hair this length or down to there. I'd never seen that in my life. So I was like, okay, it's no more green. Let me go and relax it. And then for some weird reason, I don't know what it was, I went on YouTube and I saw this show by Chris Rock called Good Hair. And I saw women that didn't want to marry, African American women, they didn't want to marry their own race because they wanted their daughters to have good hair. And that, I saw other women that their parents were embarrassed when they cut their hair, that they wouldn't take them out anymore. And I was like, wow. And I saw relaxer melt boots. And I thought, okay, I don't want this in my hair. I don't really want something that can strip the color of boots in my hair. I had a white friend and her shampoo poured on her boots. and the color of the boots went, and I said, this is not me, this is not happening. So it just happened to me, and it went to being like a statement. I am a recovering natural hair Nazi. I was, because I was like, it was just this whole new thing for me, and it really was a movement of accepting myself, how I looked, my hair. I would walk into salons when I went natural like in 2008 or something, and I'd come home for the holidays, and nobody else had natural hair. I walk into a salon, do you want to relax it? What is this? I would always get the disgusted, do you want to relax it? Look. And after like a few years, I don't know if anybody remembers the time when natural hair was a conversation starter. You see somebody else with natural hair, like, oh my god, you have natural hair, and you are friends because you have natural hair. And then it was for me at that point, it was a movement. It was really cool. And then after a while, I started becoming more conscious. I had natural hair, so I had to put natural stuff in my hair, like egg and things like that. And then I had to eat healthy as well because of natural hair. And then I had to exercise because of natural hair. And I just started being more aware of what I was putting in my mouth, putting in my hair. And yeah, it just made it's now my lifestyle. I can cut my hair 70 times. I'll never relax it because it's natural. Exactly. It's gone from it. I've gone off from everything from fad to lifestyle. Everything.
No, but I think I get what Ade is trying to say. I think what you're just trying to say is this is your locks or whatever. This is who you are. Let's not make it that it's something else that is defining you. Like this is your, what did you call it again?
Default.
Default. Like, don't try to be something else or do something else and somebody see you and define you by, oh, you have natural hair. Hello, my name is Ade. From there. So I think I get what you're trying to say in that aspect. But, it is what it is. At this moment, it's sort of like a movement for everyone inclusive. But for us individually, it's a lifestyle. In my opinion, I think that's, that's what I want.
Let me give you guys a bit of an example from where I'm coming from. I have clients that are in their 50s, 60s, women who come to do their hair, and they're happy to have their hair locked. So they walk into the studio at Lockheed's studio. They see a young man who is in his 20s with locks. And this 50-year-old woman is telling this boy, where is your mother? Who allowed you to have this type of hair? So if you think about it from a movement perspective and you see us outside, you would think that we're all in the same movement. But seriously, the fact that somebody has chosen for whatever reason to wear their hair natural does not necessarily mean that you are in the same headspace. And that's where Koitola's movement, fad, trend, where does that really lie? And then we most people as well, when they come into the studio, when you want to lock your hair, you could have clients, and the clients who have been natural for more than 2 years are the most difficult clients to turn to locks because they have all these ideologies. But it's really simple, like, what do you want and why do you want it? So if you understand what do you want and why do you want it doesn't really matter if it's a fad, if it's a movement to you or a lifestyle. But as far as you're sure is what you want, then do what you want.
Who knows the story about the prodigal son? The prodigal son went out and came back. And what did they do? They threw a party. I don't know my Bible too well, but I know that story. His default position was being at home, but he strayed from that default position. And then when he did come back, there was a celebration, and it is in the Bible.
The fact that you mentioned the story of the prodigal son, because there are some naturalistas or natural hairstylists that are somewhat kind of bullies to relax hair people. I have seen that with that song. I'm shaking it. People say, okay, prodigal son, and the prodigal son left and came back and they work on it. But you see some people naturally be like, yes, that's all mine. Like, relax hair, you can suck on it. Like, it's my hair. Don't be jealous. Exactly, don't be jealous. And they keep doing these things to natural people. So that's why, for instance, my salon, I don't call my salon a natural hair salon. My salon has never been a natural hair salon. It's a healthy hair salon. So by the time you're a relaxed hair person and you come to my salon, by the time you spend
2-3 weeks coming to my salon, or at least 3 months. It won't take more than 3 months. You would want to go natural. I would come back one day and realize that you have cut your hair. I had a client that had locks, and she came to my salon to wash her locks like 3 times. The next time I had traveled to Lagos and I came back 2 weeks later, and I saw a blow cut. I'm like, what's going on? Why did you? And I never ever told her there was anything wrong with your locks or your locks. She just wanted to, because she loved the natural hair thing. So that's why I said it's not a movement. If you make it a movement, for me, if you make it a movement, then it looks like you're keeping some people out of the circle, and you're saying you don't belong here because the movement for us, you know. So those of you that are relaxed can't come in. You can't see us.
Okay, let me. I was going to say something, because as everybody has been talking, for some weird reason, what has been coming into my head has been things like the civil rights movement. Now, the people who issue things like that. Because at the end of the day, black people, what is their default color? It's black, but it didn't mean that what was happening wasn't happening. So there had to be some sort of movement for them to be able to sort of gather themselves together and galvanize all of that and say, this is who we are, these are, we want our rights and all of that. So coming to you again. I would still say, so for a lot of people, it did start off as a movement. It was because of the movement that people now, were aware of the fact that, what, this is what I was born with, therefore I want to embrace it. And from there, for most people, it has become a lifestyle. So I think it kind of goes hand in hand. So I wouldn't say I wouldn't call it, because it still is a movement. So because of the movement that most people began to ask themselves questions. Oh my goodness, okay, is this right? Should I be doing this? But it doesn't even mean that we are even excluding anybody necessarily. It's just we are aware. We are aware. Once we are aware, you can also become aware, because everybody will not become aware at the same time. Mm-hmm. Everybody has different phases that they go through. They have to go through their own processes. They have to have their own experiences and all of that.
When I went natural, it was actually because I saw a senior friend of mine, and I saw a natural hair. It was very beautiful. I knew it was natural hair because I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything was called natural hair. Actually. So when I saw her hair, I was like, "Oh, this weave is so beautiful. Like, where did you get it from?" And then I was on Afro. So she said, "What do you mean weave? Like, it's my hair." So I was like, that next silly thing you do, I did it. I'm so sorry. I was like, it's a lie. So I dipped my hair. She's like, stop it now. So I dipped my hair and I was like, wow, Jesus, oh my God. It was just weird, man. I couldn't believe it. Like, really? Are you serious? How come, please? She said, sit down. She now opened her laptop and opened YouTube. And the first person she showed me was this girl called Lila Jean. And she was like, is that? There's no black.
My own was natural.
She started showing me other people's natural hair. I was like, wow. And then she showed me in Nigerian, and I've forgotten her. Maybe her name is Geraldine. Yes. Yeah. And I was like, wow, really? How come? So she said, yes, just follow them and watch your age. So then I started watching their YouTube channel. At that time, I think Instagram wasn't out because it was 2013. Instagram. Oh, was Instagram? Oh, really? Wasn't that forever? I was so ignorant in terms of ingredients and all, so I really didn't know anything about them. So I used to use that because I felt it was normal that the sun makes you very dark, so you brighten up by using those things. But obviously, those things will give you dark knuckles stylishly in a way you would have your knuckles. Yeah. So because I went natural and I started researching and reading up a lot of things, then I realized that okay, even this stuff I'm using from my research, I realized that what I'm using, because I took the cream and I checked, and the cream is super expensive. It's like 30,000 for a small bottle. Ooh. Yes. So when I read it, and it says it's natural, but from me reading the ingredients, because now I know, like from my research, I know some ingredients are not good for you. And I realized, oh my God, this thing is in here. This thing is very bad for my skin. So I stopped. So it's been a movement. It started off as a movement for me before it now became a lifestyle. And trust me, aside hair, every other thing around me, I become so aware. I'm more careful, so I don't just use things anyhow without knowing, the makeup of the
Composition.
pin. Yeah. So it started as a movement and then lifestyle.
I'd like to contribute. For me, it was a statement. So it was more like I call it a personal statement to myself. So I was at a point in life where it was a bit too early to be. It's too early to be having midlife crisis, but I think I had the pre-midlife crisis experience. You know, you just feel like you're at a crossroads in certain things, though career-wise, this wise, and then your hair is not cooperating, and you're scared of what to do next, and you say, oh, you know, change. Can I do this thing differently, or can I venture into this, or can I this, or can I that? And you know, you're sort of kind of scared to take some of those moves, or you know, status quo becomes very comfortable. And then, you know, there's this quote, I can't remember if it's Coco Chanel or someone who says, the woman who cuts her hair is ready to change her life. I think I'd gone on leave, came back, and it was still that same status quo, you know, situation. I said, you know what, something has to be different. If you continue doing the same thing and expecting a different result, that's madness. So I said, let's start somewhere. What do you want to change? What do you want to do differently? You want to live healthier, you want to this, you want to do that. And this hair is not cooperating. Big chop. I gave the dresses by KBC, you know, had my big chop. And from there, it just spiraled into different changes in different ways, you know, into other parts of your life as well, because like everyone has sort of said as well, it touches on different things. You are more aware of what you eat. I mean, cucumbers, eggs, you start getting all green, you know, you start knowing your iron-rich veg and everything for hair growth and all. You know, you start eating better, you start watching, you know, what products you're putting on your skin, what products you're putting in your hair. You know, it's the same thing that in terms of even your food. You even start finding out, I've not bought cucumber today, I've not bought this one. This one has silica, this one has this one has that. You start knowing the chemical composition of all your veg, and it even moves on into other things. So you start, you know, you essentially even transition into that fit farm lifestyle, but all round. I don't know if that captures it. You know? So it started as a statement to my, you know, for myself, and then it kind of is moved on into a lifestyle.
Okay. Everyone has made valid points, but for me, or like observing other people, because I think here everybody's like in the industry, but from what I see, like from people in the market, is that really it's neither, and it would depend on maybe how you get into it. If somebody went natural in 2008, that took a lot of courage. That needed you to be a movement of yourself. You needed to find people. But today, it's very common. Somebody can go natural just because they like the look of it, and it doesn't have to be anything deep. And I think that's, you know, that's fine. So you find people today, it depends on why the person goes natural. You went natural because you wanted to make a statement. For many people now, we have to learn how to do our hair ourselves and buy products because these things were not available. We didn't have the Tresses, we didn't have the good stuff in the supermarkets. But now people can go, and Kansu is there. If you go to Ebano, probably everything on that shelf and more is there. So now, people to me that go natural, they don't even have to even think about their ingredients because most of what they have access to is good. You know, it's just there. And I think that for me, when we started the blog, it was because, okay, yes, we didn't have information about these things and we're trying to share what we knew. But I think I kind of like the, let me not call it ignorance place that people are now. The fact that people don't have to work so place. Very comfortable.
Like the purpose of even all the blogs. And
exactly. That's what I'm saying. So now it may not even be like if you do not go into natural hair being conscious about it, I don't think you might eventually start thinking about what you eat. And you know, for some people, they just want to have the look because it's nice. Toasting puff is nice. I want to have it, and that's okay. It's your black hair. It's your black hair. You're entitled to want to having your hair just for the look. So I think that
holistic. Yeah, but as time goes on, it will still turn. I that's if in the first place they went natural because it's a movement.
No.
I'd
like to say from a very, very young set of people perspective.
Introduce yourself and then
let us know how old you are. Because I said every.
Okay, so my name is Mercy Family C, and I'm 24.
I'm younger than you.
I senior you small. It's just small.
Okay, and I recently graduated, and I started being natural. I went natural on campus while I was on campus, and I did a lot with natural hair on campus. So that's what I was going to say from a. So let me say
campus
from a university perspective. That's what I was going to do, because I did a lot of natural hair stuff on campus, and then because I was able to interact with many of them. I'll tell you for a fact, for many people that are going natural, especially the younger ones, I mean teenagers and say those in their early 20s, are not going into it because it's a movement. It's not necessarily a movement for them because they're not looking at it from the banish relaxers, banish harsh chemicals point of view, but they're looking at it from the natural is the new cool point of view. So, I mean, thankfully, they have access to a lot of information, and thankfully, many of the products, they have easy access. I will not necessarily say many of the products out there are good, but they have easy access to good products. So it's just easy to, say, oh, what do you use? Just stroll, and they're natural hair salons. I mean, they're putting themselves out there now. So it's just really easy. And I'll tell you for a fact, except that I've been conscious about trying, and I'm still at the stage where I'm trying. I'm not just going to live a healthy lifestyle. I don't necessarily look at ingredients. I'm just going to tell you.
That was our next topic.
Because
okay. When you're done now, no, but I want to say something.
Yes, I don't necessarily look at ingredients. Why? Because I follow many people that I know what they stand for. I follow many people that, in fact, especially when that whole. I think when the cancer saga happened, in fact, I saw those ones. I think I saw Rachel's Instagram. So if I follow someone like Rachel, I follow many people that are natural, those that are deep researchers. To be very fair, as a young person with a short attention span, why would I really, and I'm looking at this objectively, not necessarily from my own personal point of view, why would I really want to dig deep?
If Rachel likes it,
that's
a
million. Yes. All that it is, movement, fad, lifestyle, they feed off one another. It is because of a movement that a fad now, happens. And it's because that happens that the people who are now really, they take, their own personal whys for buying into that movement, for buying into that ideology, then makes them have a lifestyle change. For others, a movement is justified for them. So today they're in, tomorrow they're out. Whatever, it really doesn't matter. So they don't invest their time, they don't invest they're not vested in it. For them it's just, it looks pretty, I can do it, okay, so those that started the movement have paved the way and have made things so much more easier. I'm telling you, stylish, it's funky, I can do it, and then they're doing it, but they all feed off one another because of the movements. Those that so it's now, if there wasn't a movement, people wouldn't be going natural. If people weren't going natural, then those who have come into it because as a fad, they wouldn't. I mean, it's because they could see other people being natural as a result of the movement. So some people fall off, some people stay in. It's just what.
When I went natural in 2012. At the point, I think I was like 18. So I went natural in 2012. I know you're calculating. At the point where I went natural, I could see in the mirror that I had potential to have full hair. Because this is how I explain it. You know how you target December for Christmas, you target Easter in April, and then maybe you target the summer period to have the hair that you make a part, and then it layers on top of your wig so it looks real nice and all of that. I targeted those times, and then I decided that maybe I should begin to target only December and then maybe in the summertime, so I should relax my hair, because I already knew that relaxers hurt my scalp when I relax my hair, and my hair relaxes like that. So your head is burning, and maybe it's telling you, madam, make you just wait for it. Let's understand if my head looked like boiled rice that needed to cook a little extra, but then, we had gotten used to that. And then I began to spread out my relaxing time. I'll do once in 6 months. And one day I got up and I was actually exhausted because I would have the hair that is due.
Yes, due. That's what it was called.
Hair.
I didn't know what natural hair was.
And then I'd have this two texture hair, and then I have to put an afro comb through one layer into the next. I could tell that the relaxed ends of my hair were falling off, and then I could see fullness, underneath potential. And one day, I just sat in front of the mirror, and at this point in time, I had a crazy exam in medical school. I was in medical school and I had failed an exam before, and I had to retake it. So everybody thought I was sensitive. So when I cut my hair, it was just like, oh my god. Are you sad? Are you okay? And I was just like, guys, it's really not that deep. I stood in front of the mirror and I just had someone start to cut my hair. I was screaming because, it's traumatic. I cut my hair for 6 years in Loyola when I was in secondary school.
You went to Loyola?
Yes, I did. I cut my hair for 6 years in high school, and it was really difficult to do that all the time. But now doing it in university, fair hot babe. Oh my god. It wasn't even funny. I just sat one day, I was screaming and cutting my hair, but I did it anyway. And I came out, I had a perfect afro, few spikes here and there, but I felt that my hair looked the most beautiful I had ever seen. And before that, I had followed so many people on YouTube trying to figure out what the alternative to relaxed hair was. And I found, Black is Beautiful, so many people, but then Black is Beautiful was very relatable because her hair looked like mine, different from people that had your texture. My texture is way tighter. But then, when I started, I was a product junkie because there were so many things I had to try out to figure out what it was. But I was so aggressive about changing that by the time I was like 3 months natural, 6 months natural, my entire crew was natural. Everybody had to have natural hair, and because I over manipulated my hair into various bantu knots, twist styles.
This is the gospel preacher.
Anything that I was seeing Black is Beautiful do, I was using what it was, and I had to source everything locally. After your 20,000 naira allowance, if you use half your money to buy natural hair products, girl, you gonna starve. So I had to find the shea butter places, everything. But it made me very excited that I could identify with something that wasn't the norm. And then I could now convince other people. I would ask myself, how many souls have you won for Christ? More like the whole crew was now natural. And even though sometime last year I got tired, I was just like, my hair's not growing anymore. The moment I put the relaxer on my head, I was just like, what was this about again? I cut my hair into a different hairstyle, had it for a couple of months, and in January I was just like, I've done it. The moment I relaxed my hair again, it was just like, it's gone. The desire to relax the hair vanished again, and I just stood in front of the mirror, cut again. So the way everybody is saying it now, there was a movement, birthday, a fad, etc. For some of us, it was actually a new discovery, and it gave us something to identify with, and also see. I feel like going natural also makes people, at least then, going natural then also made people look for other things that made them more African. Exactly.
I was going to say something like that.
Sorry.
Oh, thank you. Hello, my name is Tresses. I run Nigeria Naturals.
Hi.
I just wanted to just address what you were saying about some people, like when you go natural and then it turns into. Do I have to tell you how I went natural?
No.
I didn't know. I don't know. I know we all know who she is, but I didn't know. I didn't scroll down her Instagram page. How did you?
No. 2011, a long time. Anyway, I was going to that. I'm going to be very honest with you. There are lots of times I've wanted to relax my hair. Not because I don't know the benefits of, but because of my lifestyle doesn't permit the amount of work it takes for me to maintain my hair. Not that I don't know that relaxers are horrible or whatnot, or the benefits. I'm very holistic. I don't eat junk. I like to keep myself healthy. But my lifestyle doesn't just permit. I live in the UK and accessing anything, I just want someone to just help me deep condition. I can do it myself. I just want to go to my chemist and wash it. But by the time I go there, it's 70 pounds, and I'm like, what? Let me just relax my hair and cleaning it and washing it. So sometimes, like a lot of people that in quotes fell off the wagon, it's not because of it was a movement or a fad. They do 9 to 5s. It's just hair for them, and to me, it's just hair for me. Like it's never that deep. As Kene was saying, I've had a time where I think I even dreamt that, I relaxed my hair and I woke up and I was sweating like and it felt like, for me, I'm a Christian, and it was like the Holy Spirit was telling me, you're turning this thing into a God. It's just hair. And I just felt like, Justin, your hair is beautiful, you're good. If you cut off your people, I don't know if you know this lady on Instagram, Monroe or something. She's late now.
Yes.
Black girl. She had beautiful hair, she lost everything.
All the way to happen.
She had like an illness that breast on my hair. I just thought to myself that this girl is not because God loves her any less. So I just thought to myself, to say, if I get to a point in my life I want to go on dreadlocks, I would, because for me it's just hair. So I understand that for me it's a business. I make money from hair. I'm sure everyone else here does, or most people. But at the end of the day, I see it like just the way my nails grow, just the way my hair grows. So I don't. It's not that deep for me, sorry.
I wanted to ask you a question. So you were doing a lot of hair related things when you were in uni. Why?
Why was I doing? So for me, first off, anything I am very much interested in, there's always the joy of sharing. That's one. Two, from the love for sharing, I felt like there was a lag. Not many people really understood stuff about natural hair, one. And there was no real natural hair events happening on campus. Also, it was a money-making avenue. Let's just it was a money-making avenue, but it was also because it didn't stem from, what will I make money from? It stemmed from, let's make something happen on campus. Let's bridge the gap between brands, influencers, and target markets or audience potential. Yes, potential. And it made a mark. It did make a mark, especially for the brands that were involved on campus. I'd literally go past 10 people, and 6 of the 10 people, I could identify the hair products stemming from the brands that came on campus. Because yes, that was really so money and information.
So would you say you moved an awareness in natural?
Yes, I will. On So from then, especially as of that period, it became a thing. Because first of the advertisement was very aggressive. And then people would literally see me on campus, and the first thing before they say hello, they say, don't worry, I've seen it flyer on Instagram. I'm like, are you going? So yes, it did stem a movement until date. I know, especially the brands, you know anything about people coming to an event and them getting so familiar with a brand, especially the brands that were involved that period till date. Many people in my school, and even those that did not attend, from influence from their roommates and all of that, have stuck to those brands.
First movers advantage.
Yes, have stuck to those brands. Yes, so it did create a movement. I wouldn't lie about that.
Yeah, there are health implications as well. There's a study out that use of relaxers is linked to fibroids in black women, and 50% of black women have fibroids. That's the statistic. So it's 15. It's more than 50 now. Okay, so for a lot of people, it was a panic attack, like health kind of issue. They went for even. I have an aunt. As far back as I don't know, maybe in the 90s, she already had dreadlocks down to her knees. She lived here in Nigeria, but she had to cover it all the time. She had to wear a wrap and a turban and stuff like that because it wasn't acceptable. And then there's also I would call it abuse that black women have received about society's perception of what is beautiful and what is good. I don't know who started or when it started. It must have started over 100 years ago when whoever started making relaxers or straightening combs, because straight hair was beautiful.
I think it started from slavery, to be honest.
African kinky hair was associated with jungle money, slavery, and so on and so forth, like that. The people that started the movement are the people, I wouldn't even call them movement, the people that started raising awareness are the people that I think actually started pushing out for, and I think this thing must have started I think close to 40 years ago. There were some women that were already wearing their hair natural because
wearing her natural hair from the civil rights movement.
Because of the issues of hair loss. I remember when I was very, very young, my mom used to say to me, she used to say to you, but this hair that you're relaxing, don't forget that the women in your father's family, all their hair fell off. So I come from a family, my dad's family, the women, they all had very long hair down their backs. They never relaxed their hair. But at a certain time of their lives, the hair would just fall off, and they would just go completely bald. So when I went natural, that was a panic attack from waking up in the morning and seeing hair on my pillow. I remember that I was like, maybe. So I remember going to my mom and saying, well, after I cut my hair, she asked me why I cut my hair, and I told her that this thing that you used to say. She said, well, it's good that you did it now because they kind of waited. Yeah, they didn't even wait. The hair just fell off, and stuff like that. So that's always in bad. Even till today, I'm always checking my scalp, this curse of the Cameron cold. So I know them. Yeah, so for me, it was just health issues, panic attack, fibroids. I have fibroids. I've battled with them for years. So chemicals in our hair is no. It didn't even matter how my hair. You know me very well now. I wore Dada for so long. I've worn Dada when I lived in England as well. When I didn't know what to do with my natural hair anymore, I wore Dada because I just thought, what next? I didn't get a boyfriend. You are militant. It's part of the reasons why I'm single. My marriage broke up. It was part of this hair thing. I was, and it's not even just it's not even just me. It's other women. They can't be natural with everything they do because society says you can't be wearing your hair like this. Which man is going to come out? You know which one is going to come and tell me this society this family. So these is the kind of abuse I think that
it's not professional.
Abuse is a strong word. Exactly. Not like that. I don't think the abuser is. Let's talk about that. It sounds like abuse because there was bullying.
So my dad's company, I went there like 2 weeks ago, and one of the staff. Let's talk about the abuse.
Yes, let's talk about judgment, perception, and just glamour. You know, on the
longer hair, lovely hair. And she had like, bunchy knots, but she had like really fat ones. So it was like, let me say 16. I know that's like chunky. And the HR manager, which is the staff of my dad, goes, what kind of hair is this on your hair? And I saw it in the hair in the morning. I'm like, your hair is beautiful. And in the afternoon, she had gone to comb it in the bathroom and she had turned it to it. But I'm like, what happened? And she goes, the HR manager said it doesn't look. Because they are professional. Doesn't look professional. There was a part of me I said, I understood. There's another part of me I said, no. How does the hair affect her work? But then the perception, they have clients coming in every day. In quote, she might have done it smaller, but I just feel like naturally as Africans, we need to develop a culture where people can be themselves and get the job done. So the abuse is not even conscious by there. She thought she was doing her a favor, like, you don't look good, go and put your hair together.
I used to work at a bank. I used to work at UBA Capital. And I pinned my hair like this, actually. It wasn't even in this curls. It was actually just in a kind of straight way then. And the woman came and said, what is this? I don't know what she was. She was dressing police. I don't know who she was. She was like, what is this? You didn't pack your hair well. This is how it normally is always pinned. You didn't pack your hair well. You didn't pack your hair. I was like, I didn't pack my hair well. I was like, I didn't ignore her because that's how I live my life. I didn't care what she was saying. So I continued my day and I continued my job. And then I saw somebody else with this time fake hair, afro wig. Nobody said anything to her. My hair was bigger than mine. And I thought, wait, so it's because in our culture, when you have your hair out, your hair's not done. This is rubbish. Yeah. So I'm like, so it's okay for her to have that big fake wig on her head. It's fine. But I have my own hair out and she was like, you didn't pack it well. But you didn't pack this one. What's this? I was like, what's wrong with my hair?
So you can imagine little girls that had to relax their hair as young as 3.
Yes. Can I ask you a question? So in taking care of that, so I feel like we've just been disenfranchised in terms of how to care for our hair, and that is why my movements is about letting African women know and understand and provide them with all the resources that they can have to manage their hair. I believe that all hair can be, if you can learn how to manage all types of hair. When I cut my hair 3 months ago, forget that I do hair for a living, I had no clue what to do. I mean, ever since then, I've used 7 different deep conditioners. I put all types of things in my hair, chebe powder, blah, 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 everything. Just
Someone talk about that chebe powder.
We must bring chebe powder up. So I'm not the only one. I feel like the same. No, I've always seen this annoy people. I feel like let me round up our own. The point I was getting. Let me round up the point I was getting.
I've got it in my hair right now.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, your hair is not smelling.
What? Chebe powder?
My shadow smells.
I had a vendor bring it to our store. I said, I can't stop this.
Some smell bad. When it's not fresh, it can smell really nasty.
I don't even wash it off. I just use it leave it conditioner and I leave it and you can smell it.
It's because we mix it in.
But no, I use it as a sealing oil.
But the one you have doesn't smell.
It smells like cheese.
It smells like cheese.
And that means it was
fermented. If it's fresh, it smells okay.
So it smells like cow. From your point about young girls, I went natural when I was 15. And there is nothing I didn't hear about how boys do not like me. There's nothing I didn't care, and I've just always been a very stubborn person, and I would just sort of like be like, yeah, maybe a little. But
for someone that doesn't have that same stubborn mindset, I can imagine how like those thoughts would really mess with you. Like you can't even wear your own hair, how it grows out of your head. Even now in my office, like if my hair is not in braids, in twists, or like in some intricate style, it's like, you didn't do your hair well, why are you not doing your hair well? I'm like, leave me alone. Whereas I had a similar experience, someone comes with a huge afro wig and nobody says anything. So I think like it's very important how you also address young people, especially like teenagers and below, when you see them with natural hair, because it may not seem that deep to you, but you know when you're 15 and everything someone says to you is like the deepest thing that you can ever say, and those things really last in your head. Then it's like later everyone's coming like, okay, so how to get hair to grow so long? Like when you are abusing me, like so I think it's really important to be careful with young people, especially because things really stick.
So I want to ask, what do you think is? I think we know what's responsible. Like somebody went back to slavery.
Yes, that's what's responsible.
But how I feel that so a lot of people who I've come across in this line of work, a lot of people don't want to cover their hair up anymore. They feel like they just want some form of freedom and so yes. I don't know, how do you think? Well, a lot of people just don't have the courage to take their wig off or their weaves, or I don't know. How do you? I'm not sure what my question is, but how do you think that can be advanced in terms of yes, confidence? Like yes. How is that going to happen? So how is that going to happen?
It's a question of identity. I am not a brother here, but
I think I'm a big friend of the house.
So I think it's identity. I think just as good as the whole natural hair thing was a movement, I think it's just as important to note it was also about identity, which kind of answers your question. So I think for a long time we're all dependent on relaxed hair, because that was like the perception of what your hair should look like.
Someone said she didn't even know she had natural hair.
I didn't know either. I thought it was undergrowth. That's what I thought it was called. I didn't know that.
You didn't realize that our natural hair was the Jew hair that we had just before we went and relaxed it. Yeah, it was just you, and we're suffering with rollers and dryers and relaxers and all of that. But I think the movement has kind of helped us realize this is your hair. This is how it grows naturally out of your hair. This is your identity. It's okay if you want to wear it straight.
No! Yes! Yeah. I think this is that we're breeding a generation of women with natural hair, which is beautiful.
And that's how it grows out of your hair. It's important that you figure out how to maintain that. And then if you want to go back to having your hair relaxed, or if you want to lock your hair, if you want to do whatever, understand what your hair is and stop depending or using straight hair or relaxed hair as a crutch, because it's just another hairstyle. But with slavery and with all of that, it has its baggage.
Can I just say two things actually? I know it's not you, congrats. There was a little boy that was sent out of school in the UK recently. So he won his case because they said that because he had locks, they loved locks, and they said he couldn't control his hair. So they took them to court and they won. It was fantastic for African or Afro hair. And then the second thing, my personal gripe is, let's just be comfortable with our own hair. Not because anytime I'm on Instagram, I'm like, look, these people, most of Americans are mixed. Okay, stop looking for that product that will make your hair look like
that. Being said, question. Next topic. Do ingredients matter?
Yes.
Yes,
ingredients matter. We know the However, I'm talking about things like sulfates and silicones. There are some ingredients that are really being bashed, right? And yes, and there are so many opinions on them because some people still use products that have those ingredients, and not only to just use them. So some people even have issues that they're trying to solve. Some people do.
Yeah, let's take a poll.
So in that regard, do they matter? And
People even understand what they are because they just say, "Oh, no paraben free, no sulfate." Okay, and everyone is natural.
Because I've seen things that say paraben free, and then they have several other carcinogens in them. I'm like,
really know what parabens are.
You know what parabens are.
You know what you're trying to avoid.
Really. So really, what are parabens?
Sorry, I'm going to put you guys just a little bit back before we go forward. Talking about perception. I'm not talking about perception and how we can help. So, of course, I have locks, which is not still one of the popular things that even natural people want to do. But I've had my locks for 8 years now. My mom has been locked for 4 years in January. 3 of her sisters have been locked. I never told any of them, lock your hair. Yeah. It was just them seeing what I do, me enjoying my hair, seeing my hair grow, and they're like, I didn't lock my mom's hair. It's painful. I know how they cling to it. She lived in Abuja, and I turn up one day and I'm like, Mom, what's wrong with you? So the only way we can really change that perception is to claim our beauty. We are beautiful the way we are. Yeah. So until little girls see us and realize, because I asked for a relaxer when I was in SS1, because just 1 to 3 I couldn't do it. Mm-hmm. But by the time I could keep my hair long, I was like, Mommy, I want your hair, because Mommy's hair was straight. So my children, their husband, they're going to locks. We don't have a choice in that matter. But generally, that's what I think that is. Then to bring us back to where we are, most of the naturalistas are in terms of loose naturalistas, we locks people, we don't really have that much of a problem. You guys are the product junkies. Please just simplify it. It sounds like a lot. Just a story. I say shampoo your hair. It doesn't really matter if it's sulfate, no sulfate. It's too much. And when you do that, everybody else, for those of you in the movement, are ready to try it. So that's my cousin. She came in for consultation, and she said, she came and she was saying, she has these hair products that she uses, and I said, I'd like to see them, because I don't like to just take people away from the products they're already using. I just try to work with, and then if we need to throw them out, then we throw them out. So she said, I don't think I can bring them. I was like, why? She was like, I have many of them. I said, okay, you know what? When you get home, take photos of just send me, send me photos of your products. She sent me 70 photos. What? 70. And she said she wanted to like dog. Please. I used to have some more.
Were you a new natural when you?
No, then I was actually still relaxed.
It was natural because I was watching. I didn't know what to do with my hair, so I watched like literally everyone on YouTube, and every single time someone buy this one, I bought literally like 50 products, and
that experience. And then I was that experience
because there weren't that many options then.
That's true, because I went there
something is okay. This brand is good. I would get everything
from that.
So I had a salon. Is it Argan Oil? This one, Shea Moisture. This one, Carol's Daughter.
Another kind of topic, but we can always come back. So speaking of this product junkie, I was never a product junkie. When I went natural, my friend, she also went natural, and she was a product junkie. So she was like, you need to try this product. I'm like, why? Oh, you should try it. I'm like, no, I don't want to try. The one I have, I wanted to work. No, it didn't, I don't know if it necessarily worked. But what I wanted to do was to see how it could work for me. Find that, rhythm, find that balance. Figure out, is it the shampoo? Is it what I'm doing? Is it the oil? Is it, the technique, my regimen?
Am I even drinking enough water?
Exactly. Am I eating right? Well, not eating right came later. But, I sort of wanted to, I'm a scientist by profession. So I wanted to test it. I wanted to do my research on this particular product. And then whatever the variables are, like change the variables step by step. So that I can extract the result and know what my results are. So that product junkie, I was
lifestyle, we sell everything. If you want peroxide, we sell. because it's business for me. And I feel like a lot of people just call me after saying, I want my hair to be like yours. What would I use? I'm like, nothing. I'm going to lie to you if I tell you, buy sugar powder. In 2 days, your hair will be like that.
Tell me they want to
Sugar powder is a powder from Chad. They claim that it's crap. Let's not talk about that. It's clean.
Are we going to bring out the sugar powder?
No! We sell it, I'm right. I'm going to be honest. I feel like my friends just said you sell it. I saw people sell it. It's naturals. We sell 2.5. Like when I use products, like I don't know if you heard about this hair wonder thing. I use the hair cream and I like not hair now. It's made in Nigeria, has NAFDAC, everything. It's a small top, 700 naira, green color, and I use it presently, right? And I like the way. And when I read the instructions, I knew the owner knew what they were talking about. They said use 2 times a week. See expected results in 90 days. It's not a magic product. Like you're not gonna wake up and use the shampoo and it's not working. That's why a lot of people keep buying products. They don't use that time. Like some people deep conditioner says use for 15 minutes. They only need 3 hours
overnight. Scientifically, after 25 minutes, it's all in your hair. Get rid of it. It's your mind.
Does your hair maybe feel a bit softer?
No, it doesn't feel as so. It after 25 minutes, and I wash my hair, and I so happy to leave it for 1 hour because I'm chasing my son around with Amala, for example, and he's not eating, so he's here for 1 hour, and I wash it. There's no difference. I find
condensed environment. So obviously, only the placebo effect feels softer.
Well, maybe not necessarily, but I find that my hair is more manageable. To have protein, moisture balance, but there's something to be said for manageable hair.
Well, I need to tell you, it also goes back to your own hair type. There are different hair types. So some, we talk about what do we talk about again? Absorbing moisture, porosity. We know that different hair have different porosity. It's the same way that if you use a product in deep condition or whatever, it would take a different amount of time based on again certain variables. Your hair type. If it's under heat, if you follow instructions.
Yeah, exactly.
And if your hair was, really previously damaged, it's going to take a while. And to that point, your hair has what they call a saturation point. After a while, everything that you need from the product has already gone into your hair and it's saturated. So it's just going to lay on the surface. It's just like when you keep adding salt to water. At some point, you can't add any more salt. It won't dissolve. You'll see it at the bottom. So it's the same way. Sometimes defend yourself.
It's what your email. We like your mailing list.
In my defense, it was an acquisition over time. So as you are following someone on YouTube and they say, okay, this particular product is good and all, you now get the range and go, and then you see, is it working? Is it not working? Oh, okay, maybe my hair
what about the
first couple of, that's the thing though.
Expires.
But by the time, and believe me, I have sisters that would definitely not let me, they won't even let me finish using my own product. There were too many people to continue using the product, so they didn't even get to that stage. But then as you're watching one person, you're watching another person, oh, this is what this person did. Oh, this person used coconut milk and the oil and this and that. It was a deep corn. I did that. My hair was popping. The natural, what you call it. So, okay, I'll do this another time. Maybe I'll do it another time again. The next deep corn will be that. My hair was hot. So I said, okay, now I'm killing it. So it was like a lot of trial and error. This person is using this, and then now trying to find out. So I now found that I was gradually moving away from the classic off the shelf products and then moving into the ones that are, made locally. Someone has made, mixture with share.
Were you in the same city? Because sometimes I find when I'm in
yes,
Nigeria,
and that's also when uni away and when you move back here, humidity and all that kind of stuff. So there was a lot of
that was my issue.
So I had that.
I've repented.
Sorry, I want to introduce yourself, please.
Hi.
Yes.
So she's a friend of the house. She's
Okay. I'm like so inspired. All my mentors in life are the same. So my name is Frances. I'm not a naturalist. Okay, no, I am actually. I tried to do my hair last week. So I'm like, but you need me to have the hair out, right? And then, but I have a wedding yesterday. I had a wedding yesterday. How will I now do my hair for the wedding? Back to the point of our hair being acceptable and so I was like, fine, no verse, let me just go back to this. You understand? So Frances Coin is my hair whisperer. So I got to a point when I think when I was turning 30, 35, I decided that, and which is what a lot of Nigerians, a lot of people don't decide, if I'm going to spend money on anything, somebody that knows about it needs to be the one to tell me that this is good, but this is not good. So I had a nail guy, excellent guy, I think he's the best in Lagos. And he told me that, the hair lady. I said, you saw, is she the real deal? He said, yes, she's the real deal, she's professional. He couldn't pronounce it, but he said she did try something. He didn't. Yeah. So that's how I met Coin a few years ago. And I really honestly believe, because we end up like 70 products, you don't want to know. Once we finish this service and we start earning money, you will buy everything that somebody that has hair up to here tells you it's good. Once you can,
even the natural ones that when they straighten it is getting it. This is
so I didn't want to get to that point. So luckily for me, I met someone that knows what she's doing, and so we went from short relaxed hair to long relaxed hair. You can imagine this girl is younger than me. See what happened to me. This is how I went natural. So I was pregnant. One year I came to relax my hair. Here, God is my witness, they are all here. I sat down though, I said, okay. She just said no. I wanted to be dramatic and be a lucky babe and say, you have to relax my hair, that's what I came for. But because I trust her, and she said, you know what, because of the pregnancy and a few other things, let's wait it out. Let's wait the pregnancy out. So of course, I put two things together. By the time I had waited the pregnancy out, I was now breastfeeding. If it's not good when I'm pregnant, it's not good when I'm breastfeeding, and here I am. But it's not easy because I'm a 9 to 5. And so, okay, see what happened one day. I wove my hair too. It was really pretty. And my husband really liked it. That was my worst day in my life. Everybody goes, so when are you going to do your hair? When are you going to do your hair? I haven't added this.
You were very upset about that.
I'm very upset. What do they call that thing? Yes, I haven't rubbed it. Everything was now sleeping. They kept looking at me. Are you having issues? Are you having issues with what?
I want to go with my
it's not just hair, it's business. There's so many there's so many women, there's so many people that were not successful 10 years ago. It wasn't acceptable for you to be successful 10 years ago. You see, 10 years ago, it was not acceptable for you to be a very, very successful woman. It wasn't really, and out of nothing on Instagram because you're showing people but now I think that dynamic is changing. Yeah. There's this whole Wakanda movement. Everybody that's that's what it is. Everybody that shouldn't have been successful. So that was my natural hair story. I believe, please find somebody that knows what
Yes.
Yes.
Because somebody has come to me and said that they put engine oil and shea butter in their hair.
Engine oil.
Yes, engine oil and shea butter. Yes. She came to me and said, what should she use for her hair? And I asked her what products. I'm an ingredient Nazi. Minus what it does for my hair, also what it does for my health. I don't want to die because of my hair products. So I always ask, what's in your hair products? What are you using? And she says, she uses engine oil and shea butter. I said, what? She said that the person that told her said all the naturalistas use it. I said, I don't know. This is what this woman told me in my DM. No lie, engine oil and shea butter. I was beside myself.
No. Let me explain how I went natural. So I had bleach. Yes. Okay now. And bleach. So let's take clarifying treatment. So I had psoriasis at me 14. So I still have psoriasis, but now I know how to manage psoriasis. So I had people telling me, you had dandruff because you wash your hair and you make your hair for secondary school, and then you get to school on Tuesday and people are like, your hair is dirty, what's wrong with your hair? But I just washed my hair on Sunday and made it on Sunday, and nobody knew what it was. Everybody said, it was dandruff. I had the dermatologist telling me that I had a fungal infection. I always had to cut my hair. Like for me, growing up was 1 year with your hair, 1 year without your hair, 1 year. That was just it because I had to keep cutting my hair. So I remember being in uni, and you can't keep cutting your hair in uni. Like she said, hot fair babe that has to cut her hair. I was the hot only engineering babe in my class, and we're just 4 with 100 and something boys, and you want me to cut my hair and look like a boy. So I was going to carry my hair the entire time. And I would go to a salon and say, we have the cure. I remember going to a salon in Port Harcourt and they say, very big salon. They're like, dandruff, we have the cure for dandruff. You can do it now. And they go and buy the blue one that's brown sapphire. Oh my god. Buy 2, then green jig. And then they make this very lovely paste with the jig. Oh. And then they put it in my scalp. And then they scrub, I went for big fire, they scrub the scalp. Oh my god, they were scrubbing it. And they finished. And then my hair was just like, I was like, what's this? My head was like straight. So engine oil was even for this, and it was oil. My own was bleach and oil on my scalp. Sorry. And that's what led you. Yeah, that's what led me to start, going into my more intentional about my hair care, because I wanted to find out what exactly was that I could do to my hair, and that's what actually now led to me having my own business. Because in trying to find out, I can't run my hair around. Sorry, what was the reason for going? Because I wanted to be natural. And the treatment was Omo and Jig on my scalp with an exfoliating scrub. Did it hurt? Of course it hurt. Okay. Yes. So like now, because I now became more intentional about my. No, it was still there now. Oh my god. My hair like was just falling off in patches. But because I now encouraged her to get into my own hands and trying to find out, like she wanted to find out what would work for her own hair, because her hair got to a point where it wasn't going. I was now very intentional, and I was like, okay, I need to find out what is wrong with my hair. And over the period of taking care of my hair was when I got to having my own business, was when I now got to taking care of other people's hair as well. So like it wasn't a movement for me. I wanted to just stop. It wasn't a movement. I was just stopping everything and stopping being intentional. That was it. Yeah. Okay. So I'm traumatized.
I've been trying to get to this point, and your story. I've heard the story before, so I'm not as traumatized as you guys. I've heard it before, and it's quite unfortunate. I mean, we've spoken about it before, and I'm glad for you that this actually led you on a path and whatnot. But again, going back to the original vision for why we are sitting down around here speaking, is that quite a number of us are practitioners in this hair space, whether it's a movement, whether it's very different for all of us. And what a movement means, what a fad means, what a lifestyle is just different for all of us. But the goal is still hair, healthy hair, in whatever form that it is.
And I feel like this is a relatively, it's not new, it's not a new space, but it's coming to light. And I remember when I started trying to, a lot of my friends didn't even know, my friends only started coming here. Only just started coming here. At first, it was just my older people with real hair loss issues, and that sort of then trickled down to like their daughters, and then they started coming here. And I think it's because people did not believe, or they don't even understand what you mean by healthy hair. They don't understand what you mean by it, and that's why she can. And then there are just so many things out there, and I believe everybody here is credible. if not, I don't know how to say it. But I just feel like I said, I feel like everybody is like-minded. And you have instances like watching your experience with people putting jig and all types of things in the hair. And I feel that as one is advancing in the industry, I need people to begin to take what I do a little more seriously. They already do now, but I need them to believe in it the way they believe in their skin. People believe their skin can get better, but they don't necessarily believe that. Yes. And I don't know how we are going to change that. And that's what I'm talking about. And that's what I'm talking about, raising awareness, changing mindset. And we're all doing the same, similar things in our little corners. We need to network, and we need to just let people. So how do we, what can we do in our own little ways, in ways that bring all of us, in different ways that it ties into your own vision? How do I have no idea. I have no idea. But I just felt that it's important for 10 years down the line for us to be able to have measurable measures of success in our field of vision.
I don't think.
Sorry, I hope that's not. But for me, that was a lot of work, because I'm just here doing consultations, and you're blogging, you're formulating, you're doing what you're doing, Dabs of Nigeria Hair, she's not here. We were supposed to call her, but she used to do. She was supposed to call her, but she's in church. But she used to do this salon day out. You do naturals in the city. Yes, and you do naturals in the city as well. I don't do any. And we bring people together, but I feel like people can come together more if they know that what we're doing is real. How do we leverage off this network?
I think inclusiveness.
Sorry. No, she's just not saying anything.
No, I've just enjoyed absorbing and learning. But at this point, I think I used to work as a geoscientist. I don't know if I'm a geologist, but in the oil industry, we have conferences where, I know other industries have such things, where you have exhibitions and, participants come, you have talks, you have presentations, you have, if we have stuff like that and also keep having this kind of discussions, then also on the internet where you have this generation actively lives right now, supporting each other, because I've come to know, I've worked online for a very long time, and I've, both in church, I'm the oil online person. I've noticed that when people see that, if people see that I'm mentioning natural Nigerian, mentioning coins, mentioning people, tagging them, doing stuff with them, giveaways with them, they will know that, okay, these people are actually a team.
Yeah.
And people identify with teams more than they do individuals.
Yeah.
So, the whole supporting each other in whatever space, whether we're talking about the internet, Instagram, or doing stuff together. I know we're already doing things together, but more of it, number one. then having discussions like this would help. Then the conferences, I think, because during conferences, minds are rubbed, people learn new things, even outsiders come to learn. They see that this is actually an industry. It's not.
How do we make it an industry?
Yeah.
I like the word you use, learn. I will shake a table. I've been sitting here. The table shaker. So, I'm so gentle. So, I would like to say something about this word, learn. I think part of the reason why people don't like to collaborate so much in this industry is because we are at different points in our learning, and some people are stuck to what they know and don't want to move further. Also, it is perceived that people cut corners. For instance, I know that there is a 6-month trichology course, which is, I won't even relate to that one, but there's a 6-month course, and there's another one that you do for 3 years. Who are you going to trust in your head? The person that went to school for 3 years, or the person that went to school for 6 months for a crash course? How long you went to school? So that's it.
I never asked her how long school.
Long one. I don't care. No, you would have cared though.
No, if my head is broke,
exactly. You would have cared. You would have seen it.
So the environment.
Yes.
This environment, this thing that you're saying, people don't care in Nigeria. They actually just want to get on with it. They want to do it.
Yeah, sure, speak. And she won't advocate for someone's person.
What I'm saying is that the general public, everybody wants everything like now. Like I feel like
there's nothing we can do that tell
like
we can only educate.
Like banging your head against the wall, trying to.
That is something I really, really deeply feel. I will not tell a lie to sell any product, and people don't like that. Yeah. So I will not tell you that this will cure your dandruff. And even the person that did the jig and the omo in your hair, she probably meant well. You know, probably thought that she was doing the right thing. But if you had gone to her and said, maybe if you go to her today to say to her, this is a learning moment for you, you didn't do the right thing, she will not agree to you.
So is it about figuring out ways to, because I also feel that in this whole knowing how to take care of hair, from when I was studying up until now, my knowledge, I know so much more, especially with experience, right? And I feel like there's so much more that I don't know because there are some cases I haven't been able to fix, right? And so is it about passing on, is it about a raised awareness for people for learners to learn, to bring them into what we are doing, and then there's more people doing what we are doing, and then that grows on its own? Or is it about?
It's several. Is it about all of
it? So, in the makeup industry, which is where I'm coming from, because you guys we started to do the makeup beauty and connect series from my final year. Yes, MBCS, and that was good, and then also somehow bad. The problem with that, I'm coming from Abuja, and by the time you're on Instagram with Jide of Sentola and Fatima Mamza and BKH, you know the photographers that are in the same crew, with the same makeup artists, with the same fashion designers. You can tell. You don't need to see them. The problem with that is that people also transfer clicks. So if you're going to form something like that in natural hair, and Jide of Sentola was like my go-to makeup artist, everything when I just started. It may not be something that is done consciously, but by the time you now get into a bigger group, Buki sits beside Jide, who sits beside Mamza, they're all together. You are every day together, go to events together. When you have the opportunity to meet other makeup artists, especially people like me who are just starting and really look up to you, it's frustrating when I say, oh hi, I'm really a fan of your work, and the person just goes, hi, and the person is staring at you. I'm just like, when someone says hi, you say hello. My name is Chiso, my name is Jide. The thing about it is that, first of all, if you want to start a community that brings everybody together, be conscious of, it started with tagging people on Instagram and then collecting their numbers. We had one person who was in charge of Enugu, and then they became free. So they made the conscious effort to go and find other people and make them come. It was a free thing, which is the first thing Nigerians like, anything that is free.
Let me say something. I don't have for example, I don't have a clique of friends.
No.
Just like I don't like my like it's so ridiculous. Like I don't have.
That's not why
I don't. So what I so you're saying to form or to. I don't. I understand.
What I'm saying is that, for example, I know that maybe outside of this group, Natural Nigerian knows Ekene, and Ekene knows other people I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to call you Natural Nigerian. I'm so saying. But when we're in a larger group of people like this, they're making the effort to dialogue with other people, and they're not sitting together. It's little things like this that make people like me feel I have access to Famaka, for example. Let's say I'm on the side of the beginners and she's on the side of the pro. This is something that has plagued makeup artists so much that we're beginning to leave the groups.
Okay.
So you're saying no cliques. You see, to be inclusive. What I'm saying, you actually have to know.
Go out of your way to make sure that you're in that regard. It can be going back to what Nigeria was saying. That learning process. It can be an environment where the newbies coming and learn from the experts.
If the newbies coming and feel excluded from the experts, there's no opportunity for you to speak to them, let alone to ask for mentorship, because mentorship is so important in any business you're doing. If this is a trade that can be passed on from one generation to another, it becomes important that I know, like, Mercy is a fan of Flawless Faces by Jane. I know it's from Instagram because I follow her. Right? Exactly.
I know it's as well.
And we're more involved.
The funny things, and I'd like to, because I see some mindset thing, and I'm very sorry to cut you short. I'm not necessarily. I work on Flawless Faces by James projects.
So this is
it's a perception thing. But no, the perception
right? Like it's not necessarily true. So
it's not about
so for you, what does that like? For example, I did call Jide and I said that I would like to work with you. I was fresh out of medical school. I'm a doctor. I don't have time to be doing makeup all the time, but it's a priority to me, so I create the time for it. I called him. I had 3 months before I had to start house job, and I said, okay, I wanted to intern with you for so and so time. And he goes, oh, I'm in Lagos, I'll call you back. Of course, I know he won't call me back. And then I call again. After a while, I got tired. I'm just like, anything I cannot learn from you, I called Instagram. Yeah, he did. Anything I cannot learn from you.
I was about to say the same. I said, anything you want to give Jide money, we want to sign you.
Before you guys cut that, thank you. They created a platform. They created a platform for us to come and talk to each other. And in that platform of talking to each other, the people who were the celebrities in makeup artistry were not aware that they needed to be intentional about connecting with the younger people who may have been shy. And that is the point where, if I feel like knowledge shared, if you don't share your knowledge, whether you're sharing it for free or you're sharing it for a fee, it makes no sense because it's going to die with you, no matter how skillful you are. So if we have a Connect series like that, and today they say we're going to do a full face of makeup, and this is the person that is going to be taking it, people also have something to look forward to, because in that process they get the chance to ask you questions, and that is when you can actually see what people are missing, what the gaps are. People don't know about skin prep, for example. It's so basic. It's the first thing you learn in school. If you're not teaching, you don't know what the gaps are, and then you go on Instagram and bash a makeup artist who's in their first year of makeup artistry, still struggling to practice, and also looking for jobs because they must make money from it, as opposed to you who is 10 years in the business, and when we say you don't know the difference between person's skin and the products you use. This is what growth does. But if we also create that kind of environment and the people,
how do we make sure we're not creating that type of environment?
Well, I think that everybody in this room, we are the elite of in this industry.
Sorry.
Everybody here has a university education. The person that
I was coming to that.
Yeah, everybody has a university education. I'm an architect, she's a scientist as well. If we all go around the table, we are the elite. I don't mean we're upper class, but we are the elite. And the truth is, the people out there who are still putting coffee and toothpaste in people's hair, and the people who are going to them because they don't know, are the people that we actually need to reach. So we keep on screaming we're 180 million people, but we, as the way we know each other and the circles we are connected, there are probably other levels of Instagram where these people have their own connections, but we're just not in that circle and we're just not feeding into that space.
We need to break out of our So let me say something because I've just been trying to get everything in my head. Now you have in the hair industry, we know it's not really regulated in Nigeria. However, right now there's so many different I call them mushroom agencies that come up and they're like, this is supposed to be the agency for hairdressing. This is this one, this is this one. There are so many of them. Barbers, I mean, even the hairdressing they do has all sorts, from the local to the state government and all of that. Now, in this one, I think last year or so, they were, I've forgotten which one exactly, but they were trying to, who knows Adetokunbo of PTF? Okay, so she was working together with one of the government agencies. They were trying to streamline all these things together so that we can have as many because what Ali said is so true. We are such a because I don't know what the word, we're so, as it is so tiny compared to the amount of salons and people and stylists that you have out there. So it goes way beyond what we can do just on our own here. What we need to do is to be able to form an influential organization or body or something that can then, as in if you have a united front, and then we can then sort of go to governments, agencies like this or whatever it is, and then we can have a what would I call it now? Maybe like this is this is what we want to do. These are the ideas we have, and then we can influence decisions. We can then begin to influence bills. It's the only way because you're not going to go as an individual or an individual who is I have 2 or 3, 4 because we don't have governmental things can be. This is my own personal thinking. It has to be a united front of this is a body and this is what we do, this is what we represent, and therefore you have to be able to start making influencing things that are happening in governments in the industry on the government level. It is the only way you'll be able to reach salons and all of that. So it's trying to build a united or create a united
but what are we doing it for? Like she said, people don't care.
Yeah. That's where I was actually going to go.
Can I just for me, if you influence it, then you can make them care. If it now becomes
it's not
we can have the meetups where we can then begin to make sure that we're pulling other people like-minded people. That's fine. But ultimately, because at the end of the day, let's start from here. What is the vision? What is the ultimate goal? Because I think that is what will then determine what it is that you're going to do from now. So is your ultimate goal just, the people who you probably find in VI, Lekki, in certain areas, that's your ultimate goal. If your ultimate goal is so much bigger than that, then you have to start, thinking beyond, meetups and, because it goes way beyond that.
From the customer perspective, I think you might reach a lot more people by actually trying to get to the customers directly, or it's another way of trying to get to a lot more people by reaching the customers. I say this because, for example, and I don't mean this in a bad way, naturals in the city, before I became natural, I assumed that if you do not have natural hair, don't bother going. Like, it's not for you.
So I felt like it was this exclusive thing to.
And it was absolutely not. It's never been.
I'm only just story. And by the time when you see pictures of the event, you just see everybody has an afro or an updo or it is other, so you're thinking, I'm not supposed to be there. So but if it was maybe something called good hair in the city, I would think, it is for whatever your hair. This is just for you. Like something general, like even if
she's right in a sense. She's
Because
right because
it's more than just hair. For naturals in the city. It's not about natural hair. It's about a natural lifestyle.
It's not fair though. I mean, see all these events.
There were always posts and people
everybody goes to
it as what they want to do. That was for everybody.
And all the food events are like social. Those are social events now. Oh, they say food and drink is going. Oh, everybody's going there because you want to go out, and it's now a thing that there's this big massive thing and it's about food. Cool, we'll all go. Who is going for Tuesday? Who is going for Saturday? We'll meet up there. It's a big thing. If there was something that similarly was, would I call it general? Because our hair, like Adetokunbo said, is our default. It's good. So any other thing else is extra. Even if somebody who else wants to have a stand, their wig stuff, to explain how it can be a good protective styling, so that even the salons that you're trying to attract to educate, who are probably doing things a bit differently, might actually come rub minds there, learn one or two things, and maybe be able to change some of the way they do things because they're seeing that the customer actually now that is getting more educated in their own hair and maybe willing to take that chance in chopping their own hair off, relaxed hair and probably going natural. The customer is getting more educated and Instagram, YouTube is there. We're all YouTube and Instagram trained in the customer will essentially push or force their hands, if you will, because if
Can I say something? For me, I completely understand what you mean in terms. That's very high level. Yes.
That's one way.
Yes. And I understand that is the ultimate. And of course, by the time there is a raised awareness, that will always be an ultimate goal. I imagine. But I feel like today, what can we do today in terms of, and for me, even just listening to what we're talking about, what we've been saying, I think we need to educate.
Yeah,
that's
what
I think it's all about.
I think you're not getting the point.
Beyond putting together, some sort of formal community and whatnot and all that, which can be an ultimate goal. And at the end of the day, that would really differ in terms of what your own specific vision is at the end of the day. But I think for me, I just want people the people that we are serving, in terms of growing our businesses beyond even. So yes, growing our ideology and growing our businesses side by side. But for me, I'm just thinking about leveraging off one another's perspectives. Thank you very much, and capabilities in terms of putting our knowledge, our vision, what it is that we are doing out there. And that was why for me, I thought we could sit down and we could just talk about what are the important things, what is your experience, and how do we just have more? How do we just have more? I
think what I understand from what Coin is trying to do, my own point of view. So I think the main goal is more about having healthy hair.
So how do we? How do we make sure that we have more people in society with healthy hair?
So so what I think is, as all of us are here, right, we have to, in our own individual capacity, which will come together towards that vision without maybe necessarily having the community that Coin is scared of. So what I think is like, as individuals, and say like with bloggers, right? A lot of the time, and most of you have said, you go on YouTube and you see the product they are using and you think it's instantaneous. So they don't give you that perspective or perception of it takes a while to get there. What I think is like, maybe in our own little niche, we can start by letting people know that, having healthy hair is
We already
a goal,
do that.
right? Right now, I know we do. Healthy hair is a goal, right? But it's also a process. It takes time for you to get there.
You see, so the thing is, and I used to be in sales, you guys are not scratching the surface. The truth is, people still have that money. People still have the money, and they are paying for the wrong thing.
Yes.
So for me, which is what I told Payne, which is why I don't know why she's asking this question. Before and after pictures, they are like gold. Before and after pictures.
One thing maybe we should start putting up a bit more before and after.
Yes, honestly, I'm a health coach in training, right? How do you choose a health coach? How do you choose a professional? You need to see
that is where I'm going
before and after, and put the time it took. So you see all people that lost 40 kg. They say it took me a year. But if you show me somebody that lost 40 kg, somebody can have a picture of no problem, but you will find the right picture.
I don't want to add on what you just said. So for that before and after, I would say take this individuals on a journey. So it's not just showing me my before and after. So I cut my hair today, I came to Tresses. You take me through that ride with honesty and openness. Like you're not hiding the flaws or the fact that, okay, I put in this product today and it messed my hair up and I want
so we can be a bit more open.
You have only 5 minutes.
I've always dreamt of a natural hair industry. There is an actual industry that people can point at and say this is the governing body of this industry. And that's first off. It may look very high, but we must do it concurrently with other things that we are doing. Do you know why? Because if we start doing other things, we'll not get to the phase where everybody's just going and then there's no sort of government or laws to strictly, because again there are many people that are boycotting so many things. There are so many things involved. So there must be a regulatory body, one, but two, we must also be ready to create platforms that will make us roll our sleeves and go into the market, into those places where people are not used to having fancy natural hair salons everywhere, into those places where there's that information gap. There's also that place where they don't have access to products. We must create platforms. And I might be saying it so basically we will reach more people. By the time we go to 4 different cities where people are not used to having, you only see NICC on Instagram and then they bring their friends across Instagram. So basically, I guess at the end of, so for me, my thoughts were, how do people take this business? My thoughts were, how do people take this business more seriously? How do we make sure that, because I find that one of the biggest challenges is people don't believe their hair can grow. How do we actually make not believing your hair can grow? If you don't believe your hair can grow, you are in 2000.
You don't believe your hair can grow, please show our Instagram page. You're like, how do we scratch that? How do we she's then there's Geraldine makeup and let's look for the black one and that's you. There's nothing Nigerian girl. In summary, so it's okay. How do we make this bigger than it is? You have said that the end goal, the ultimate goal has to be that there has to be a regulation body, which of course makes sense. And then we've also realized that for us to even get to a point where that can even be taken seriously,
I guess we need to platforms, like you said, educate. There was something else that you said.
Openness.
Can I say something?
I don't think that people want to.
Sorry, can I say something? No, wait. Hold on. Regulation. Nigerians, we love regulation, and there are so many things we can do without it. Before, somebody wanted to set up like an organization of bloggers or something like that online, like if you would just imagine that. But before, how they were able to do this is, you go and register your institution or whatever. You now have people like CAC say that somebody cannot register a business as a PR person, as a blogger, if they do not, if they do not have permission or a certificate from here. That requirement no longer exists. It's no more there. So if you have a governing body, like, don't think of it as regulation. Really, you will just be like a pressure group that's advancing that interest, because you will not have like any regulatory, like these hairdressing associations.
I just find regulation.
It's so
I find them to be a little bit
this one, like, regulation in Nigeria is not really interested in the industry. I don't think it's not as common that are settling themselves. When I think about this thing, it's something I wanted to do before, but I didn't have the time to do it. If you listen to Oprah, right? I mean, Oprah is everybody's like the world's spiritual grandmother. She's number one, not everybody, but I mean, you know Oprah. And Oprah had to create that market. People were not woke. People were not thinking about their souls. People were not conscious. So she actually had to do some things in the market, like make a book reach New York Times bestseller. Like she actually got people reading about this thing. And what we're saying now, yes, as Tresses or the salon owner, you may want to look at how do you get people here. But if you're if people are already interested in the market, like, oh, we want healthy hair care or something, or now I know what a trichologist is. You, for instance, in my area, like, most of the natural hair salons, like, they're on the island. I mean, just 2 weeks ago, I came to Dolphin. Like, they're on the island. Ogodo is on the mainland, but it's still kind of far from where I am. You need to create a market. And to me, there's no way you can create this hair market without the salon. Salons remain the greatest influencers. That's where your mommies and aunties are going. And it is what they tell them. Every stupid thing that's jig, omo, that's where it's coming from. No, see, so if you have a relationship with a salon, salons know things that are beyond them. It will not be bad if people in a salon you have a relationship with are referring their hair loss patients to you, a trichologist. It doesn't stop anything. So I feel like if we focus our training on salons, because somebody mentioned like educating the customer. I don't know how it works here, but like me, I've been natural since 2012, and the salon where I did my big chop, that's where I still go. Now they are more natural hair friendly, but I will not say that their knowledge has grown. They just let me do before they used to fight me, but now they just do what I tell them to do. It doesn't mean that they've grown. If you train salons, like, they've already picked up the styling. If we train salons, it's not going to cut off your market. Like, if you make people interested in these services, but as long as you remain the best at what you do, they will come here.
Everything we've spoken about are things that we thought about and whatnot. So of course we thought about it, thinking well. So we thought about so I thought about these things, educate, do this, do that, do blah 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 blah. But like she said, to get to that wider audience, I feel like for me the whole idea is to open up the market. I think we just need to make sure that we always bring one another on board to different things.
I think another thing we need to consider is the fact that there's two different sets.
So we're wrapping up in 5 years.
So there are two different sets of people in the industry. So there are people like all of us sitting here that want to do the right thing. We want to be open, we want to tell the truth. Like Himaka said, she would never lie to someone and say this product will work. I sell your growth stimulant to my salon, and never for one day has someone come to buy the growth stimulant and I said it will work in 2 weeks. I will tell you that your hair grows half an inch every month. So in 3 months you might see a substantial amount of growth, depending on how much length your hair gains per month. I will not, and what you're doing to it. I won't tell you, oh, just apply this oil every day at night and wow, 2 weeks you will see. Now the reason why I don't have a problem with chili powder. Chili powder probably works, right? But my problem with chili powder is that we that are that other group of people that want to do the right thing have this other set of people that don't want to do the right thing, that come on Instagram, come online on social media, you stretch out your hair and you come and tell me that your shrunken hair a week before is the before of when you put shea. Then you now come and now blow out a week later and put those two pictures side by side and tell me that shea powder extended your hair. And so it's not the powder now, it's the first thing. It's the picture. I don't know what it is. We need to all make sure that we're on the same page and we know what shea powder is. So who knows what shea powder is?
Let me say this. Let me go back. So how did this whole shea powder start? It started off with this Miss Sahil. Miss Sahil, and she had that YouTube video because she's originally from Chad. And she went and she showed how, traditionally they have shea powder that they put in their hair. And they put it every 5 days, I think, and they put it for a month, and then they just rinse or whatever. And it helps. What it helps to do really is helps the hair retain moisture, and then the hair doesn't break as fast as it would. So the shea powder that she was talking about, this is what it's made up of. Mahlaba. I don't know what that is. This is the language for cherry petals, samoa or mastic gum, clove, and Sudanese turmeric perfume oils. Now the powder is because I actually ordered from one of her one of the people that she had supplied, one of her direct distributors. So it's actually the raw powder form. Let me now put that aside. Now coming to Nigeria, and all these brands that now have shea powder, and they have it in butter. Then they have it mixed into them. I believe that I know what you're talking about. I believe that what it is they have taken, whether it is the real powder. Now I don't at this point I'm not even sure what powder all of them are using, and they are mixing it with different ingredients in butters. So now a lot of these products have a lot of glycerin, have a lot of silk amino acids that also enhance softness. So and then they are now making that all about the shea powder.
Okay. So got it.
Okay.
So what I don't understand is what is that rice water? First off, please. First off, so I got the shea powder, and then I'm like, oh, okay, let's see how this works. And then I mix it with, I think I mix it with my deep conditioner because you have to make it into a paste. And then I put in my first things first. They don't warn you that the grains are just going to stay there. It's so messy. It is very messy. And then, so this particular person that sent it to me then improved and started mixing it with butters. So she sieved the powder and then mixed it so it will be easier for people to use. And then she started getting reviews of people saying my hair is soft, my hair is strong, and I honestly I didn't use it after then, but I felt like the only reason why people were getting that result was because the butter in itself, even if you remove the shea from the butter is good enough.
With the reviews for shea powder, this is what I found. I saw somebody's page, right? She puts, I think maybe a 3-month space anyway, and she says, oh, it is shea powder. Hair grows half an inch every month. In 3 months, yes, in 3 months it will grow. I'm like, this is not shea powder. It's something you retain. Shea powder, we don't show what it is, but it's the new. It's the new word. It's the new word. I mean, it's the new. Let me speak. Okay, we know the word. That's why they're. I heard your If we don't stop this somewhere, we're going to go on forever. I just want to say, we can keep talking about this, whatever, but I just want to say thank you all for honoring us with your presence. For me, this was, everybody is here except Nana. But everybody is here. Everyone who I invited is here, and I want to cry. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. I just felt like,
in the UK yesterday they had hairology something. In the US they had something, and it's not even a seminar or a master class. Like I said, it's people just sitting around to say, okay, this healthy hair thing, what is this? What is the future going to be? How do we market it? How do we make it bigger? How do we make it better? How do we make it believable? And how do we make it credible? So that we're not just looked at like, what's she doing? She's just that sort of thing. And I feel that we've been able to address those issues. And I guess we all have some level of understanding now of how everybody else around in the industry feels, and I think that would give us, even just in our own thoughts, it will let us know that we're not alone in what it is that we're doing. Yeah, we're not alone in what it is that we're doing, and hopefully, in the future, if we all keep up on this path, like I said, leveraging off one another. If we all keep up on this path, then we just know that there's a future for this. Thank you.